I just realized I never started stream. That's great. Amazing. Really awkward way to start. Oh my god, I've been streaming for like how long already? You would think I already know what I'm doing. No, I do not. So, to catch up, what did I do? I managed to EX the sloth fight with Faust, Marcel, and Gregor. And then I did a single pull. I got 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚎 Honglu. Yeah, so same day stream. Woo! The foundation that led to this disaster was laid by none other than Yi-sung, whose only sin was making an innocent, tragically casual comment. Sometime after we ran our final tests. Please vacate the room, people. Cleanup coming through. Apologies. Miss Don Quixote ought to... Prithee, avail me but a moment. The shoelaces upon Rocinante have come undone. What? How? I remember tying it like 7 different knots on your shoes. Yet were quite that hideous accessory to be forced upon Rocinante. I have tied one of them once again in the shape of a ribbon. Yeah, the knots didn't look that great. Ribbons are cute. Oh boy. Yet one must begin to wonder about the consequences of Miss Don Quixote freeing her feet from Rocinante at her present state. Whatever art thou suggesting? Rocinante is none other than mine eternal steed, bound to me by fate itself. None shall ever dare sever the bond betwixt us. It was a query posed toward Miss Faust, yet I appreciate your answer all the same. And Faust's reply was what set fire upon that rather combustible foundation. I cannot know. What an obvious outcome, given that no relevant data has ever been collected. Well then, no time like the present to get collecting, huh? Good thing we're in a lab too. Where else are we gonna get another chance to do that? I don't like the fact that there's no music. That's scary. This course of action is highly inadvisable. Yeah, sounds like a bad time to me. I heard all kinds of horrible stuff happen on that train the moment her shoes came off. Sure did. But 'twas but an independent decision called by Rocinante itself due to certain extreme circumstances that had naught to do with mine will. Well, you know, potato. I was already quite aware that the core of that individual may as well lie in her pair of running shoes. Fie on thee! Thou shan't treat a person such as I like some useless shell. What if we slipped her shoes on and off again really quickly? The standard here at the LCE department demand precise measurements. In other words, these tests would be meaningless if all we are measuring is a hollow shell. A hollow shell? We have indulged your predictable provocations enough, Hohenheim. It seems necessary to remind you that you have not yet received a full report of what transpired during that incident. In other words, you're risking the occurrence of an unexpected event. You concern yourself unnecessarily. The construction of my laboratory boasts a rather solid build. Not even abnormalities on the more powerful side of things can puncture holes in its walls. Oh, very well. I will not force your hand. However, due to your unwillingness, I am behooved to record as such in my research journal. Due to the concerned sinner's utterly terrified reaction at the prospect of having to remove her shoes, I unfortunately leave only half-complete test result here. Hello, 4 Elemental! I can't wait to see... this was like the second part of the stream. I cut off the first part because I needed to do homework. Utterly terrified? Terrified? And for your information, these research reports are stored for at least a decade. Yes, we will have possession of a full record of your plain cowardice for at least 10 years. Outcome, not applicable. Reason, subject was too scared to participate. After much contemplation, I have come to a conclude that dearest Rocinante deserveth a moment of respite as well. And I, Don Quixote, shall demonstrate before thee that Don Quixote is still Don Quixote in her core still, without Rocinante's assistance. Are you sure this is a good idea, Faust? Helhenheim, if your employment in this Limbus company ever comes to a unilateral termination, I suppose the cause will be rather apparent. Your highly irresponsible level of curiosity. Not a good idea. Got it. Are we gonna fight Sancho again? Please, gosh, no. That would be my greatest honor as a researcher. Hey, if anything ever goes wrong, Yi-sang will be ready to slip on those shoes right back onto your feet at a moment's notice, Kay? I shall be on the ready. Behold, me not with such excessive anticipation all. There shan't be any new revelations here. Don Quixote begins to untie her shoes, seething. This 7-layered knot poseth quite the difficulty. Young Ishmael, wherefore hast thou tied these cords with such unwavering tightness? I was hoping they'd be the last knot these shoelaces would ever tie. Of course. Ah, there we go. Rest thee well, Rocinante. For I... That was loud and terrifying. The sinners and I were all quite nervous, but none of us stepped forward to stop this experiment. Why didn't we stop this? Was it because we thought we knew removing Rocinante doesn't necessarily mean that she'll be losing control? Because we saw its effects on the warp train and at La Mancha Land? Or was it because we assumed that Rocinante was now just a disguise, and now that Don Quixote has accepted her past as Sancho, removing it wouldn't affect her psyche at all? Whichever was the case, it was a mistake to ignore that nagging feeling. These researchers don't know what facing Don Quixote, Sancho, the second kindred is like. We do. Mother... Oh my god. Oh god. Oh mother. Our existence is death and perpetuity. Complete us. Fill our hunger. We pray unto you. Fill us with the blood of humans. With the blood of humans. The teeming shouting voices suddenly begin to echo in my head. They're the voices of all the children he had embraced. Oh god. Or perhaps this was the blood fiend's instinct-given voice, imprinted upon them at the moment of their birth. Proliferate this disease, embrace this unending hunger for blood, and propagate the family. So many voices, so much yearning, so much desire. Every single kindred that has ever existed in the past kneels before Don Quixote. Oh dearest mother, as your children, when shall we be permitted to quench this thirst for blood? Yo! Screenshot. I'm screenshotting this for Graden. If you don't know who Graden is, she's my friend who made my model. And she is a fan of Dante. I must drink blood. I have to drink all the blood. All the blood that the family deserve to drink. I must. Dante, you don't have a mouth. Dante, wake up. Ain't this a lot like the last time at that building when the fire on their head suddenly exploded? I have to. I gotta get a hold of myself. Thirst. My body can't even feel thirsty. This doesn't make any sense. Exactly. I'm okay. I'm okay now. Oh, your favorite sinner is Dante's? We all love Dante. What did you see, Dante? If we want to bring Don Quixote back, we're going to need to quench her thirst somehow. We need something to sate the combined thirst, the desire of every single kindred. That's not good. Do you keep any blood in here? Let's at least try to quench what's... yeah. We have some blood samples if you need them. Damn it, have you been listening to what the executive managers have been saying? It's the combined thirst of every single kindred. A few blood samples aren't going to do anything. So you're going to sit here and do nothing? Ain't this just a matter of getting her shoes back on? Right, Yi-sang, shoes, get those shoes back on her feet. I cannot. A bizarre wall of pressure surrounds her. Oh, what I'm typing? Oh, you can hear it. I'm messaging Garden. Vacuum will be heard. So, please excuse the vacuum. Hopefully you don't hear it. This is one luxury cig. Good flavor. Actually, I'll mute for a bit because my aunt's gonna vacuum. Okay, she's done. I bought those luxury cigarettes with our last bonus pay. These readings are incredible. So much power, even in a state that is, for all intents and purposes, complete emaciation. It's gotta be, yeah, it has to be from an alive human. So who's gonna be our blood donor? What? You egged her on with knowing this would happen? Yeah, my aunt's just quickly vacuumed. Cause, my place is really small. And yes, I agree, Alyssa's baby is so pretty. Like, she's my favorite NPC now. I had many outcomes in mind. Some were quite similar to this, but this is beyond even the most extreme of my predictions. How the fuck are you so calm about this? We've got to do something. You haven't even seen how hard the last hits. What would be the use of panicking now? If the outcome does not align with the predictions, the first course of action should be to analyze the given data. However, it doesn't seem like our containment measures will be the answer here. Thus, the task of stopping her seems to fall straight onto all of you. Again. Time for us to pay the price of curiosity. Oh my gosh, we're gonna fight her again. Can you believe it? Oh gosh, she's hungry. No, thirsty. Netak. Oh my god, Netak, how I miss you. Why are you so hungry? Hey, you're not you when you're hungry. Oh god. Oh my god, we're... Oh god, chat is being weird on my end. There we go. Yeah, I'm screwed for that. Haha. Actually, no, let's make Sinclair. It's fine if he struggles. Excuse you, Netak, it's mine! Oh, hello, Golden WYZ. Sancho, please! Oh my god, voice signs. I know you're thirsty, but it's okay. We're gonna do this again. It's fine. This is our second rodeo with you. Technically, I spent an entire, 2 days practicing fighting you for the mirror dungeon. I can beat you first try this time. Trust. Should I have brought backups? Maybe. Do I care? Not really. Ah! Okay, shield gone. Yay. The sound effects are quite loud, so please excuse me. Netzak! How I love you so much, Netzak! Oh my god, you are so beautiful. I love you. I'm so glad I get to hear your voice. Did I bring Faust? Yeah, I did. Stagger, stagger, stagger. Come on. Oh yeah, question. Am I the only one who can hear like Don Quixote distorted voice lines in the music?
적을 제압할 기회네요. 어차피 또 탈출하겠지만. 딱히 할 말은 없네요.
Aha! Fluid
힘을 냈어.
Just what I needed.
뭐 제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
Oh yeah, Netzak. We love you. I love you. I love you. Oh my god. Oh no.
대가리 딱 떼도 이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 타! 으타! 먹어 치워라!
Oh! Hello? Whoa, did everyone just die? Hold on, my friend is having struggle with the what do you call this? The fight. I have to be the mother to all of them. The family's thirst. It's... No, my lady. You needn't be the mother of anyone here. Here, you are a sinner. Nothing more. Virgilius! What do you mean? Oh my god! No! Oh my god, my mic is falling. Oh my god, he's using it! Help! Which fight? Oh, my friend is struggling on the fight where we're fighting the sloth Pekatula with the EX version where we have to kill within the amount of turns. I told him the team I used, which was 𝐶𝐸𝐴, Multi-Crack Faust, and Priest Gregor. He was using the new Faust. Sanjay just took 3 whole rings to be one-shotted. Yeah, everyone. I just got lucky with that one. It had to be. I do have 𝐶𝐸𝐴, but I borrowed a level 50 𝐶𝐸𝐴 just so he can deal extra damage. I will not place the blame of this incident on anyone, Dante. I understand that no one could have expected this outcome. Given the word that I do not know how to pronounce of intelligence regarding the binding tool the first kindred had gifted to the third sinner. Well done. I hadn't had that much first-hand experience with watching Virgilius fight, but this was certainly the most exhausted I've seen him after a fight. I decided to say nothing and turned the clock. After some time passed. Wakey, wakey! It was just a bad dream. You did nothing wrong. It's okay, you did nothing wrong. Don Quixote? What happened? Did you lose consciousness? Or did something affect your memory? Manager Esquire, my memories were fine. But I heard something as soon as I removed my shoes. Voices, right? Once again, you have witnessed me. Witnessed? Oh my gosh, I cannot say words. I saw him. Oh. Didn't read chat. I sync my multi-crackballs and Edgar so I could solve. Oh. I still haven't played the event, only going to be able to play it this weekend. I have something to do with this weekend, which is related to homework. Well, no, it's not a school homework. It's more like a school graded. It's not really. Is it a project? It's a program, school program I have to attend on the weekends. So I want to try to finish this because if I keep thinking about this, I'll be distracted from the rest of the other, from the schoolwork I have to do. Yes, the voices. So many voices. Voices? The voices of my family. But the blood fiends of La Mancha Land are all... Sinclair trailed off. Every single blood fiend left inside La Mancha Land was killed when the amusement park collapsed. In other words, most of Don Quixote's lower kindreds were dead. Project. That is correct. But I cannot well explain how. The only way I might explain this is that it was as though my very blood remembered them still. I recognize some of them, and some are voices of those I once deeply cared for. Oh, Nicolina, Dulcinea, Curiambro. It seems that I was, against my own desire, made to ascend to my father's seat. Perhaps I always was, ever since then. And I was struck not only by my own thirst, but the combined thirst of every single one of the children. Thirst. Indeed, I am also bound by that thirst. It is only natural, because I am a blood fiend. Thus, the pressure of it all broke my hold of sanity, and I hurt you all. As Don Quixote the Blood Fiend, a higher kindred. Not as Don Quixote, a sinner and your friend. Don Quixote, this isn't your fault, it's... No such words are now meaningless. Oh, sorry. I didn't say that right. Whoopsies. She looked down at her pair of shoes, their strings again neatly tied. The higher-uppers will now be regularly supplying you with artificial blood packs. Hohenheim approached us after spending a while vigorously scribbling something in his notes. The blood substitute will be very similar to real blood in terms of composition, and they won't have any issues with supply. I don't suppose you actually believe that mere willpower would be enough to withstand this urge. I have done quite well suppressing it thus far. Indeed, and that was precisely the wick attached to the ticking time bomb within the LCB. Must I remind you that the soundness of this limiter of yours is quite tenuous, as today's events have demonstrated? Is it your implication that the purpose of conducting this reckless experiment was to determine the full extent of the latent danger? Sorry, Don, we left the man. Oh my god! That is cruel! doing this with the La Mancha trio announcer. Good thing I don't have it. That would be too cruel. I don't know. It seemed like he was in it only to sate his curiosity. Call it merely the auspice of opportune convenience. This risk factor had to be measured sooner or later. Had I known the full extent of the danger she posed, I would have immediately requested a forceful summoning of your department. Of course, as large as this void of unknown was, we were able to fill it with much new information. Her look of disgust or something. Oh my god. It's okay, we will give you huggies. I will cuddle you, I will hug you, Donna. Certain analysis can be drawn by comparing the reports regarding blood fiends in this very experiment. Let us discuss the thirst you experience first. For example, the combined desire of every lower kindred. Indeed, it is true. The Manchegan kindreds have been completely eradicated due to the events at La Mancha Land. But you still heard the voices of your children, yes? What are you trying to say? I aim to discuss the powerful binding force contained within blood. LCD's cooperative report explains that blood is not merely a carrier of nutrients, but something more. That it contains certain abstract values as well. We sent in a complaint that the report was far too vague in its wording, and we received a reply their on-site investigative reasoning team leaders spat out, the contents of which were equally fascinating. This desire of their kind, this thirst, is something that we may as well be imbued and imprinted on the familial bloodline. Normally, the weight of that thirst is far too heavy for any individual to bear, which is why they propagate, to bear the unbearable burden together. While considering that all of that desired is now focused onto an individual on account of the extinction of her entire family line, it is easy to see why her hold to sanity was so easily broken, no matter the strength of her will. She alone was made to bear the responsibility, the pressure, the duty of having to raise the family once again. And because none of those needs are currently met, there comes the endlessly exacerbating thirst. Thirst and more thirst. Speaking of thirst, I am thirsty. I will get water. I'm so glad I used my PNG model for this because I always move around when voice acting for everyone. It is quite fascinating to see how your kind preserves these very abstract values in the physical form of blood. The mere word's thirst does quite the insufficient job of describing the intensity with which you have lost control. This was my oversight, I must admit. I do respect your efforts to be liberated from your nature. I truly do. But I also maintain that it is highly advisable for you to regularly consume the provided blood packs. Understood. But one day, I wish to dismount from Rocinante and walk bare feet and feel the earth under my own skin. I was able to establish one positive fact from this exercise, however. What might that be? That there are those who would, quite literally, throw their lives on the line to stop you, even if you were to take off your shoes. In other words, I don't believe it to be necessary for other departments to exercise any separate control over you. Well, now that I've had a first-hand account of your conditions, I will write the following in report. Still quite unstable, yet with the effort from the subject herself and efforts from various other environmental factors, this subject has been deemed sufficiently controllable. Once again, I do respect your efforts, or any kind of effort really, because I've never had much use for it myself. Don Quixote took a deep breath, then turned to face the sinners. By then, her eyes had regained their usual softer look. But sorrow was seeping through the tone of her voice. Despite her theatrical manner of speech returning, her tone reminded me of our time at La Mancha Land. My deepest apologies, dearest friends. Forsooth, I shall ever persevere to see that Rocinante, my shoes, are never to be removed again. Lass, you're looking at it all wrong. You're going to remove those shoes one day, yeah? And that's what you're going to persevere towards. Verily. I think she let out a brief, quiet laughter. Ah, Manager Esquire. Perchance is there aught that thou concealest from my knowledge? What do you mean? I don't think so. It's no coincidence that at this very moment I noticed Voss looking in my direction. I don't know if I made the right choice here, but Voss nodded lightly as though to say that I did. I stopped hesitating and the tick-tocking noise came to a stop. Very well then. However, I cannot help but admit that I felt some degree of anxiety as I watched Don Quixote walk away, as though nothing had happened. And
걸작을자하는 나.
yeah, I did it in 30
어떤
turns.
평가를 내려주실지 흥분이 가시지 않는구려.
Oh, wait. Can I go straight at the shop first real quick? Oh, can't. I can't. Oh, that sucks. Sorry. The hierarchy. Well, now that's over and done with, I would like the sinners to come gather around here. Hohenheim placed the sinners in a single file before him and began. Now the regular checkup is complete. We finally have enough data to compare your pre-employment statuses to those of your current selves. Which means... Indeed, we were able to measure your pre-employment combat capabilities as well. Oh-ho! And what are your conclusions? Allow me to preface this by saying that there isn't much significance in establishing this particular hierarchy of power on a linear scale. Like I said, you are all equally mediocre at the present anyway, and... Oh, there's plenty of significance, alright. We've all gotta know who's the big boss. Well, this is but a speculation of the worst-case scenario. We must know which one of us has the most right and authority to lead the rest of the sinners, in case our executive manager becomes, due to some unknown yet inexorable circumstances, unavailable. Hey, that's... I don't listen to anyone weaker than I am. Raj, you are so strong and beautiful. I love you. What if there was a reason I was the first one asked to introduce himself? No, it was just because you were the first one we had to see your drama. There was a burgeoning interest among the sinners to see which one of them would be at the apex of the scale, were they to be measured by their strengths prior to their employment. Hey, maybe before I lost my memories, even I... Dante, don't. It is interesting how every collective has the desire to get the clear picture of the pecking order. A negative expression of this desire may even lead to juvenile behaviors among children. For example, stealing their colleagues' lunches for meager reasons, such as scoring higher than they did on a test. You're not speaking from personal experience, are you? Thus, I believe that trying to conceal the outcome of the test from you would be quite meaningless. Each of your placements in that line you are standing signifies that very order you are so curious to know. I do not wish to waste any more breath on this subject. There was a long silence. Then the sinners all simultaneously turned to look at the person standing in the frontmost position of the line. This has to be the longest, most awkward, most loaded silence I've ever felt in my life. Huh? Much did I wish to hold shrouded in my phantoms, yet I yearned still to convey that we are all more than meets the eye. Yet there remains a certain abundance within my heart. Perhaps the tests of this day paint a picture of both of my qualities. Thus spoke I, 𝐃𝐸𝐬𝐬. 𝐃𝐸𝐬𝐬, I'll place trust in the faith that all of you shall one day sprout wings as I have. 𝐃𝐸𝐬𝐬, it's the other way around! They're so silly! Ah, yes, the line was made from my point of view. What? What? Obviously Dawn. But Honglu? So wait, Dawn, Otis, Ryoshu, Result, Faust, Honglu. What was the other half? Oh my god. From here, the sinner wielding that oversized lance is the one at the front of this line. It's okay, 𝐃𝐸𝐬𝐬. Well, you said some cool words though. We got this, right, 𝐃𝐸𝐬𝐬? Well, this is quite the bashful occasion to be the center of such fervent attention of one such company. I wouldn't say fervent is the right word. Worried, maybe? I shall be vigilant. No one seemed to have any objections or doubts about who the strongest sinner was, given the earlier event. On second thought, it appears that it would be best if we left the command to Ishmael as we have done so far. Otis mumbled through gritted teeth. Forsooth, I am in agreement. I am more partial to roles as a defending fixer or a squire. 'Tis of the case that such side characters enjoyed greater popularity since time immemorial. Very happy to see this discussion not coming to blows. Now, are we all ready to move on from this? Wait a minute. Aren't we all forgetting something pretty important? That's just how the world works, Greg. No one remembers anyone between the first place and the last place. Even I forgot my own placement in the order. No, I mean... Fellas, I wasn't even a part of the list. Oh, were you not? Who cares, mate? There's 12 of us. Some people just fall off the radar. Big deal. Let's just get on with it. Hey, you can't just disregard me like swatting away a fly. I'd guess somewhere around my level, probably. Or Heathcliff's. Ishmael replied in a voice that had clearly lost all interest in this discussion. You're the sinner with that bizarre insectoid arm. We had no choice but to place you in the least favorite category of all researchers. Exceptions. They really hate that, huh? In other words, you are a unique case that cannot be well placed in a list or scale. To do so would be irresponsible. I'd say you carry a certain potential. That, potential, is it? Does that mean that I could be first place if it all goes well? It could very well be the reverse, given the definition of potential. Let not this query harrow your mind, Gregor. Your day will come. Feels funny, getting consoled by the guy who plays last. Hello? Oh, okay. The game was like being weird for a sec. After some time passed. Next, we must discuss the classification numbers. We have been assigning risk levels for distortions, just as we have for abnormalities. The observation logs you have written for us were of great help, of course. Except Roshu. Roshu hasn't written any. My researchers struggled to parse the handwriting of certain sinners, however, but it was good data all the same. We once had a 3-hour debate over a letter. Even the bloody governess gave up trying to fix my handwriting. Heathcliff grinned proudly and wiped the side of his nose. As you must all be aware, the current system of classification number has rather significant oversight. Because abnormalities were creations of the former L Corp, our classification system had to be lifted whole from their system. However, the criteria by which the former L Corp measured the risk levels was the amount of their energy production. As a correlation of sorts, it was often the case that the more aggressive abnormalities produced more energy, but their destructive capabilities were not part of the criteria despite the correlation. That is why certain abnormalities were assigned at relatively lower risk levels despite their potential to kill even multiple high-ranking employees. They were an energy company at the end of the day. Makes sense that their priority would be to measure the energy output. However, here, both abnormalities and distortions must be suppressed via direct confrontation. Thus, the former Alcorp's classification system is rather incongruent with our purposes.
I once heard that someone say that we should be wary of people who drone on and on in the intro.
Thus, it became necessary for us to reorganize the distortions, risk levels, and classification codes.
Wow, how interesting. So, whose job is that going to be?
I am rather taken aback by the naivete with which you asked me that question. It's us sinners without the right to reviews, was it?
Wait a sec, aren't you just offloading your own work onto us? A privilege given to researchers.
Oi, don't be so ignorant, yeah? This is all just to, in order to research the distortions, right? We gotta... The other way around, assistant. We've got to do research into distortions in order to solve them better. It's elementary shite. Hohenheim's really got you wrapped around his finger, you know that? According to the LCD on-site investigative reasoning team leader, the progression of a distortion is much like that of a disease. The fate of an abnormality awaits at the end of the distortion phenomenon, after all. When a distortion progresses into an abnormality, all pre-existing individuality is erased, replaced with the totality of an abnormality.
Thus, it is impossible to bring back a distortion that has already transformed into an abnormality. It will no longer have that reversibility that they once had in the distortion phase.
So, a distortion like that Time Ripper fella will eventually become an abnormality too if left untouched. If you are referring to the subject 𝐃7-7-pi-20-01, then yes. This is simply a prediction, of course, because that particular subject isn't contained here. I cannot say with absolute certainty that its progression into an abnormality will be observed. A correct assessment.
Oh, didn't Limbus Company collect the Time Ripper?
We hoped we would, but T-Corp was very adamant about their claim over the entity, to the point where they refused to even sit at the negotiation table. I found their time-ripping ability quite fascinating, but sometimes I know when to cut my losses, I suppose.
Wait, so that something is the new classification code format?
Indeed, because it is difficult to identify and observe the origin and shape of a distortion, we decided to forego that information and instead replace them with their sin affinities and the expected damage scale.
Sin affinities. Pi must refer to Pigrida. Oh, it's P. P must refer to Pigrida, sloth.
It appears that the classification now mimics the classification of the 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚢. They do indeed follow the same thought process, if we're being technical here. I wouldn't say it mimics it. It would be more accurate to say that, as the 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚢 are at once the origins of the distortion phenomena and its byproducts, the affinities can be transferred one-to-one. What's the expected damage scale?
Combat capability, I'm guessing. I remember them saying that the risk levels were determined based on the 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚢 production rates, which is not the most meaningful information to us who have to fight them directly.
It was a tad inconvenient to put a nebulous idea like combat capabilities into a singular numerical scale of power. Certain entities have idiosyncrasies and variables that make such a linear measure quite meaningless. So instead, we decided to measure the expected amount of damage that Limbus Company personnel might suffer should they engage these entities in battle. While this Time Reaper poses very little threat against the sinners due to your idiosyncrasies, the unique nature of their weapon means they can immediately deal a nigh-fatal blow to anyone from the LCC department with a single strike. That is why Distortion was given a rather high expected damage scale of 6 from a scale of 1 to 10. Please do note that this is not a perfect system, and these values are only there as references. Will this standard be applied to abnormalities as well? We have plans to do so, yes. Risk levels and expected damage scales will be coming before their classification codes. Speaking of which, I have something to show you all. What is it? What else other than the monolith? One with the highest potential values among Limbus Company's businesses. Thus, the development of transportation, management, and processing methodologies of the monolith is a glowing achievement indeed. The artifact, by its very nature, poses a great danger. I hesitate to embrace its use so willingly. A great danger, but wouldn't you say that we are beset by danger at all times? The arbitrariness in deciding how dangerous something is comes from the degree to which it poses a risk. As you must already know, the monolith here is a device that can force a distortion. This is scattered throughout the city just like the golden bow. At first, only in possession of the fingers and in the syndicates of the back streets, to now being collected by companies both large and small and nameless, like a plague. We also learned that they have become rather high priority targets for some wings out there. As luck would have it, we managed to begin our research, expedition, and collection of the monoliths much earlier than the others. Now we are already at the stage in which we may partake in the processing and the sales of these artifacts, expanding our business ventures. You could say that we narrowly avoided the very unsavory fate of having to tussle with the wings for the possession of these artifacts. Because we may have had to confront with the wings directly, were that the case.
Asking out of pure curiosity here, what would happen if we were ever assigned a city threat level? Ishi, how about we don't ask questions we don't ever want to find out the answers to? I mean, what if we, due to some contractual shenanigans, end up going against the associations? I think it'd be a good thing to know ahead of time, just in case.
Seems like a question worth entertaining to me. Let's see, from Kinner to the Star of the City, I suppose your assignment will be somewhere between Urban Plague and Urban Nightmare. Hey! I finished that in Ruina! I'm currently in Star of the City. I think I've only done like 1 or 2 fights? Oh wait, only 1 fight. Yeah. Not so SOC yet, are we? It almost sounds as if you want to be given a threat level. It is true that you, upon first sight, due to your revival powers and the potential of the identity technology, may appear to pose a rather troublesome risk. However, you have a very clear and obvious weakness.
Indeed. All of our advantages will be the moot upon the manager's death.
Hohenheim slowly turns around to look at me, prompting Faust and other sinners to follow suit. What if we protected them, though? I am impressed by your optimism given the kinds of enemies you have faced thus far. We don't even have to go so far back in time to discuss the incidents with the 𝐹𝐿𝐴 or Big Brother Ricardo I read from your reports. Should the third sinner suddenly seek to attack the manager with her full might, do you believe that the rest of you would be enough to protect them? No. The flow of this world is that the manager will be preserved, that no such thing may come to pass.
That's enough, Hohenheim. Any further divulgence and Faust will open a disciplinary committee to discuss the consequences of your careless words.
Not there yet, are we? Very well, whichever is the case, you do have the potential to become a star of the city's threat at some time in the future. But do remember that it would be best if you could avoid that unfortunate designation. And please don't forget that is only true as so long as you have Limbus Company's backing. Okay, we learned a lot. Final checkup. Ooh. Suppressed dungeon boss. What's the boss? Where are we fighting?
어머, 부탁드려요.
We're almost done with the regular checkup. Finally, we have a chance for you to overcome an adversity based on what you have learned thus far, and for me to prove my hypothesis. What hypothesis is he talking about? No need to worry, my hypotheses have never been wrong, most of the time. This experiment is entirely of my own design and supervision, and I will faithfully follow my own pure curiosities and instincts as a researcher.
Guys, I have a feeling we're not gonna like where this goes.
Now, do you see this monolith here? Oh god, what is he gonna do?
Yep, I do. That's the monolith, alright, but...
don't you worry. My researchers will be the ones to activate the artifact.
Activate the artifact?
Not on you. Relax. Understand that none of you would be willing participants to this experiment. I swear, if you're going to force us to distort, saying that we have no right to refuse or something, I'm gonna... Yeah, hang on. I can't let you do that, even as your assistant. Yes, but if you must, we are willing to send the weakest sinner among us for... Forget I said that. That was foolish of me to say. I will be the subject of the experiment myself. You're going to distort yourself? Am I hearing you right? Aren't you curious to see what kind of distortion you'd end up becoming? I'm sure this is a question you have all entertained at least once. No, I ain't curious. It ain't a very pleasant experience either. Yeah, he became a wolf. Stop gritting your teeth like that, assistant. It'll have an adverse effect on your long-term dental health. What if you just end up turning into a 𝚃𝐿𝐴? You could end up becoming a 𝚃𝐿𝐴, just another one of the fodder we slaughtered our way through for the test earlier. You're risking that? It is indeed a possibility. It would signify nothing more than my very own limitations. Just a mediocre shell. If such an incident comes to pass, these employees will transport me to a containment unit. We even made a bet on what kind of 𝚃𝐿𝐴 I would turn into. I bet on Goulet. He bet on Goulet, I on Invidier, and her on 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚎. Oh gosh, these are hard to pronounce. But how could you think about it like this? If I were to become a 𝚃𝐿𝐴, it would be akin to losing a game of chance. Of course, what counts as a loss may depend on what I, at that precise time, consider to be losing. But the mere fact of turning into a 𝚃𝐿𝐴 grieves me of any value to life. I'd say he was being too hard on himself, but that felt like too simple of an expression to describe his tone. The company would most likely attempt to transport me into a containment unit, but I disagree with that decision. I'd like to ask you to dispose of me on the spot. I am well aware that I am not the kind of congenial person who earns others' favor at first meeting, if at all. I also don't believe that our brief relationship has been the most amicable kind. Therefore, I see little reason why you would hesitate to cut me down. Of course, sinners with gentle hearts like this young Sinclair here may express certain distaste against this decision. But once I become a 𝚃𝐿𝐴, it may as well mean that Hohenheim, the entity has ceased to be, so I hope no unnecessary emotions like guilt clouds your judgment in killing the 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚢, a mere byproduct. But what if something unexpected happens? We're talking about your life here. Don't you have any manuals with backup plans, or... This is a very simple matter. Nothing more than a coin flip, heads or tails.
It appears you are still insisting on your absurd 50-50 theory.
I am a researcher who wishes to humiliate the field of mathematical statistics, unlike the general lay of the academia. I believe there is a certain romanticism to research. It is much more exciting to run as many tests and gain as many samples as we can than to be stuck behind a desk, poring day and night over books and paper, isn't it? If it's tails, then you may dispose of me immediately, and the employees here will take care of the rest. Don't forget to destroy the key inside that coat pocket and the files inside my cabinets, for example.
Yes, we remember.
If I were to successfully distort, we would be halfway to success. For the first time. I am feeling quite the envy for you all. I wish I could be a witness to my very own distortion. If you've been paying attention to my lectures, perhaps you could even come up with a classification code for my distortion too, going by the standards we have discussed earlier. Not that I have a very high expectation that you would. I recently come to a realization that people nodding along to my words is not a signifier of comprehension, but instead an expression of societal niceties. Then the manager here will open the entrance to my dungeon of the fathoms, and you will progress through the mirror dungeon, as you have always done when facing a distortion, to reach into its deepest fathoms and face my distortion once again. I wish you the best of luck with your suppression efforts. 𝐋𝐶 And once you've made it that far, it is likely that you will find me unconscious, or if luck would have it, conscious. Unconscious? Are you sure this is safe? A degree of case-by-case variance is to be expected. It may take some time for a full recovery, but it will happen should you succeed. That reminds me, that is how this bamboo-hatted Kim was brought back as well. Bamboo-hatted Kim, he's recovered?
He is safely contained within our facilities.
It seems they are ready to activate the monolith. I am confident that I, even as a distortion, will be quite the exceptional specimen. Hang on, just like that?
You're not a 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚢.
Indeed, and I... Ooh! I can still hear them. Yes, I remember. I still do. I know he'll be back, but gosh, this is pretty unnerving. Don't worry, we'll bring him back, no matter what.
The manager says that we will bring him back, no matter what. Sure, sound like a dependable sort, this manager of yours. Very well, please take a look at this.
Is this a note? Did he write us tips on how to do this or something?
He says that all you have to do is read on what's on that note in front of his distortion. Apparently it's some kind of a code.
I don't think he'll hear anything but ticking noises from me. Can you read this, Mersat? It will be done as you commanded. Mersat nodded, then began to read the notes from the note aloud. Lavami Corporation, 5 minutes. Potentiality, anticipation, right hand. The moment Mersat uttered them, the all too familiar portal began to appear around Hohenheim's distortion, as though they were a key to a door. Scattering shards of familiar yet alien sights appeared intermittently beyond the shimmering veil. Hohenheim had already entered the portal as we stood there, gawking, but we could still hear his voice echoing through the laboratory. I suppose I'll be forced to share my past here. The past I never wanted to share. The past no one cares to learn about. It is something I must endure for the sake of this experiment, however. I needn't expose every little detail of it. It's all in the past now anyway, isn't it? That is so cool! All the glitchy effects and stuff. Yo! So this is what it looks like. Interesting. Oh, whoa, this is long. Okay, got it. How are we gonna do this? I'm gonna go get key. Oh, okay. Cool.
단피가 떨어질 때군요.
Oh! Hey! You have... Hold on, is this Meat Lantern? What's going on with them? Good, it appears that I can censor these with my own will, at least to a degree. Your mission here is to classify my distortion. Reach the end of this dungeon of the phantoms and bring me back. Your mission, however, does not involve digging into my past. This is... It appears that we have a passing familiarity with this place. You, us... What is it that they seek to convey? I don't believe any level of proper communication will be feasible, given that you are in a dungeon of the phantoms. Well then, do something about it. I regret to tell you that the setting of this dungeon is out of my hands. Had it been up to me, I would have manifested a place that was much more fascinating than this, like that library, be able to have every book in existence! Library ruin I mentioned! You used to work for the Lobotomy Corporation? One of my past careers, No way! Diplomacy did not seem to be an option here. The censored people brandished their weapons threateningly and stood in our path. Looks like we're going to have to take them down if we want to make any progress here. It can't be helped. Let's get ready for a fight. Control team, control. Malkuth! Cool!
이 자리에
Yo!
서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요. 단 한 번도.
I am sending my live reaction to Discord. Okay, this is so cool. Let's eat. It's your turn now. It's your turn now. Let's eat. Clean? Clean? I don't know.
불길 속으로
으타! 더 먹어치워라!
네, 잘 들어갔네.
가비로 좀 볼게요. 다 죽어라.
죄송해요. 잠시 어지러워서 못 봤어요. 뭐
I'm casually sending my reactions to the GC, to my server. Oh my god. Because my other friends are playing Limbus right now as well. Yo, this is amazing. Ah, you're doing a shield.
가족을 위해
다 죽어라.
먹기 좋게 차려졌지 않나. 겉에 아주 일적으로
많은 사람들이 죽어가는 것을 막기 위해서는 애초에 투입하는 직원이 적으면 되는 게 아닐까요?
Ooh, not good.
점
Oh well.
찍었네. 이제야 완성되었나?
다 죽어라.
Oh, I love this so much. It's so cool.
따뜻한
It's like abstract art mixed with like glitches, obviously.
일발장전. 안심해라. 고통은 없어.
Ooh, okay, up or down. Let's go here.
지금은
Ooh,
성공했지만
interesting. Oh, burn.
어떨지.
Let's go with metal again.
와일드 헌트야.
So, how do you know that this guy's actually distorted? He doesn't sound any different from his usual self. The sanity degradation due to distortion affects every subject differently. I mean, yeah, but censoring his own phantoms? But Hohenheim, you're in a dungeon of the phantoms. We will see through it with Dante's powers whether you want to show us or not. You make a fair assessment. How about this then? If you are to see them anyway, allow me to save you the trouble and give you a quick rundown instead. Come visit me as soon as you finish watching my tale. This tale began when that man walked into my laboratory. Yes, I had a personal laboratory all to myself, one of the few perks of being an elite researcher. This guy's just telling the story however he wants to, isn't he? Mr. Hohenheim. Let me think. I don't quite remember what he looked like. Something like this, perhaps? Whichever is the case. I was planning to censor his appearance anyway. Oh wait, no. Okay, no, it's not Chesed. The silhouette looks like Chesed, but it's not. Okay, obviously, because it's his control team. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something. Stop. Are you here to express your displeasure with me? The what now? If you are, do let me know from the get-go. I had a feeling it was about me. Time this would happen. 3 months, not a bad record for working without a workplace conflict. If this is about quitting, then you would find a much better audience among the human resources team. No, I mean, I'm just here to thank ya for picking me, some dude from the back streets, to work here. I heard it was you who made the hiring decision. I don't know how to put this, but you're the only one who saw my... what's the word? Yeah, my potentiality. You saw something that no one cared to look into before. You know what I mean? If it had nothing to do with something so grandiose like his potentiality. Hoeng does not hire people from the back streets for something so insignificant. Wait, I just realized Hohenheim is doing the Netzach pose. While this information has never been publicly available, Lobami Corporation's primary criterion was trauma. Candidates with horrible, insurmountable trauma were often favored by the company. And in an indirect way, it was only natural that they would begin to favor candidates who originate from the back streets. Your greetings are acknowledged, Jimmy. Now feel free to leave my office. I ain't Jimmy. Anyways, I've been meaning to ask Mr. Hohenheim, why do you always enjoy being alone? It may come as a surprise to you, but I am very adept at spending my time all on my own. It is one of the hundreds of distinguishing features that set me apart from ordinary men. Say, don't you need someone to be like your loyal right-hand man? My right hand is doing just fine, thank you very much. Do you believe in potentialities, Hohenheim? What an unrelentingly stubborn employee he was, even in hindsight.
Thanks to you, I do. And I've been thinking, if I keep at it one day, I might even find myself living at large in a nest, changing my world little by little. I kind of like how a thing like me managed to snag a position here at Nabami Corporation. So I'm thinking here that I want to stick around in your circle. To bring about such drastic changes to one's life is in the realm of feasibility for an exceptional researcher like myself indeed. But you are, like most of the rabble, painfully average in most qualities, and therefore unlikely to be the more moving force in that change. I have no faith in universal things like potentialities. I have faith in myself and myself alone. Besides, I'm not very partial to mathematical statistics like the probability theory anyway. So I'd like to keep both my right and left hands as my own. Have a nice day. Wanna know something about me? I'm the kind of guy who doesn't really think about things. Action before deliberation, you get me? Thoughtless and carefree. Possibly the only merit to be found in those who originate from the back streets. Or was that a thinly veiled threat of physical assault? No, I'm talking about the new ammo that just got shipped here. It's a tricky one to manage, I'll tell you what. It reads your mind, screwing up all kinds of strategies or whatever, as long as it's based on hard logic. Want to shoot for the Department of the Year award together? You seem to be rather skilled in the art of transactions. One of the few merits found in those who originate from the back streets. I will admit, I suppose I was overcome by a certain ennui back then. And in hindsight, it was foolish of me to engage in such inane conversations. Ah, the remnants of my past come to haunt us. Perhaps it is I whom they truly wish to hurt. Ah, you left us. That's probably what they said.
딱히 할 말은 없네요. 할 수 있다.
Oh wow, he's nearly dead.
제게 그런 말을 바라진 않은 거잖아요.
My team is a mess.
모든 슬픔과 눈물을 끌어모아 대신 물어드릴 수 있다면
부족해 차려졌지 않나.
죄송해요.
거
잠시 어지러워서 못 봤어요.
That's
또 대단한 일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
Yeah, I did something good. You want to see it again?
불길 속으로
Oh, food tech. I could use it.
비뚤어져
일발 장전.
많은 사람들이 죽어가는 것을 막기 위해서는
Let's guard you.
애초에 투입하는 직원이 적으면 되는 게 아닐까요?
Actually, no. Let's use guard everyone else, and then food tech.
완벽한 하나를 위해
합격장
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
Perfect 100.
잘했습니다.
It's finally here, the Department of the Year award. Indeed, I've finally done it. With some minor assistance from you, of course, and some other employees. Come on, admit it. Don't you notice that a lot more employees are saying hello, good morning, and what have you to you in the hallways compared to when your reputation was a bit, you know... It's all because I'm just that good of a right-hand man. I will admit that your intuitive and spontaneous eye was of some assistance when it came to identifying certain observations among abnormalities. This is the potentiality I was talking about, man. The same thing you saw in me when you decided to get me on board. Apologies for ruining the moment, but the next few years quickly and busily flew by without much trouble. Of course, we picked up ourselves a few more Department of the Year awards, some promotions, and some collaborative researches.
Yet all things must come to an end. The infamous fall of Labami Corporation for one. So I don't suppose you have any trouble hazarding what they're all telling me, even as the words come out fragmented. You left us. Nothing but words of endless resentment. You left us behind. Fall of the former 𝐋𝐸𝐹. I remember what Miss Yuri told us. The site crumbled in an instant, trapping the employees in here with the abnormalities. What is this sound? The whole structure is quaking. What the hell is... Initiating site burial in 100 seconds. Any remaining employees must immediately evacuate the structure. Counting down. 95, 94. The escape pods to the surface are here, but there's only one seat left. They're saying that the next one's in 5 minutes. Listen closely. At the risk of sounding rather callous, I must inform you that the chance of survival in case of crisis such as this is usually granted only to a very small minority of those affected. Some who prioritize the fairness of the process may settle on primitive methods such as drawing lots to see who gets to escape, and in more barbaric groups the survivor would be decided by none other than the rule of might. However, I am glad to find myself among those who are on the side of intelligence. So I make this argument, a suggestion before you. Compare yourselves, whose sole final purpose in life is clinging to your mediocre office jobs and making good on your debt payments. And me, who has produced several groundbreaking epochal theses and research results at such an early age, whose life in your eyes is of greater worth. Yes, and that is how this tale ends. The compound collapsed 90 seconds later. I left the employees of my department behind and boarded the escape pod elevator and survived. How could you? Without even a hint of remorse? Wrath is a hideous emotion. I am here today only because I have always maintained a cold, rational head. The 𝐿corp branch within The 𝐿corp branch within Hohenheim's dungeon of the Phantoms begins to crumble. It almost appeared as though his heart was crumbling as well. Well, now that's over with, I invite you to come face me, the distortion. And the experiment will come to an end. But just finding and defeating his distortion in a fight, I don't think that'll bring him back. I just know it. I agree. We're still in deep waters here. This can't possibly be all there is to it. I'm gonna go down. Oh, Veil Lantern! It's really testing us. Good thing I memorized some eagle gifts already.
이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요.
대가리 딱 떼도 효율적으로 꿰뚫려라.
비뚤어져 끓여.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리.
많은 사람들이 죽어가는 것을 막기 위해서는 애초에 투입하는 직원이
Why am I
적으면
not
되는
getting
게
food
아닐까요?
sack? Oh, envy.
가족을 위해
그 오늘의
네, 잘 들어갔네요. 크게 의미 있는 성과는 아니지만요.
따뜻한 쏟아내.
Ooh. Oh, so these are two different ones. So this one's Abner. I'll go with the one on top.
오늘도 부디 정신을 유지할 수 있기를.
Ah.
딱히 할 말은 없네요. 할 수 있다. 힘을 냈으면 한다. 뭐 제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
Okay. This surely won't be a hard fight.
대가리 딱 떼도
출력 최대치.
그대로만 해주신다면 오늘은 제압이 빠르겠어요.
I really find this Gloom Pekatula in its third form to be really pretty.
더 먹어치워라.
끔찍한 공격이네요.
Wow.
할 말이라도
Thanks, that
있으시다면
sucked. Thanks.
들어드릴게요.
How are we gonna do this? Let's give everyone shields.
대가리 딱 떼도
모든 슬픔과 눈물을 끌어모아 대신 울어드릴 수 있다면
Who's staggered? I didn't pay attention.
아차!
It's fine. We'll have food stack.
무사히 연명하던 목숨도 오늘로 끝나겠군요.
대가리 딱 떼도 이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 아차!
I wish to have Yasad announcer as well.
떼어내주지.
But next, well, Fergus is Tiff. I want Tiff and Yasad.
많은 사람들이 죽어가는 것을 막기 위해서는 애초에 투입하는 직원이 적으면 되는 게 아닐까요?
합격장.
Maybe I should make my team full lobotomy. Oh wait, I don't have Yasad though.
죽어가는 것을 막기 위해서는 애초에 투입하는 직원이 적으면 되는 게 아닐까요?
잘했습니다.
Oh! Yes, 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 yes. Yay.
무엇이든 맞출 수
예.
있는 당연히 말입니다.
Woo. Oh. They're not Limbus Company, sorry. This is it.
와일드 헌트야.
You arrive at the entrance to Hohenheim's laboratory. This may be my final order to you. Either suppress me and return safe and sound to where you came from, or fail the suppression, place me in a containment unit, and perhaps we can observe what happens next. That's when Heathcliff suddenly strode forward. Hohenheim, you... Do you still believe in that potentiality? I do. It's what keeps me going. You only hire researchers from the back streets, don't you? I heard from them earlier. They told me that you're a right pompous bloke, but thanks to you they can continue to research and believe that there might be things in the world that's worth working toward. I said that weirdly. It's fine. Here we go.
이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은
That is so
없었어요.
cool. Passive
단 한 번도.
subject. Oh, poise and tremor, huh? Yikes. I'm just gonna be safe for now. Woo! That's very cool.
점 찍었네.
Oh, there's like circular thingies
뭐가 치워라.
under us. Why? Oh, it's that one.
그 오물을
Oh my gosh, I didn't bleed.
떼어내주지.
그대로만 해주신다면 오늘은 제압이 빠르겠어요.
I love this dungeon. Oh gosh, what is he doing now?
딱히 할 말은 없네요.
Oh, it's the one I just read.
할 수
Okay,
있다.
then
힘을
what's
냈으면 한다.
happening?
제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
Turn 3? It's turn 2. What? Oh, it's a shield. Ooh. Oh, you're... probably shouldn't do that. Because it says on use.
대가리.
Oh, but 이상스게 pantry. Ooh.
합격장.
Oof. Unbreakable coins.
엎드리도록.
이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요. 단 한.
So, what do I do? In power skill. The above effect 30 poise count at turn end. Ha ha ha. I think I just guard. I don't want to take the risk of accidentally giving him too much poise.
점 찍었네.
딱히 할 말은 없네요. 할 수 있다. 힘을
Lemo.
냈으면 한다.
Let's
제게
just win
그런
rate
말을
this.
바랄 수는 없잖아요.
점 찍었네.
What is he gonna do?
꿰뚫려라.
No one staggered.
왜 그런 명령을?
Replace your mind manager. Your suppression efforts in use of
됐어요. 마음대로 하세요. 이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요. 단 한 번도.
Oh gosh, there's blood on your face, Sancho. This is so cool.
점 찍었네.
Uh-oh. Oh, what was that? Uh-oh. No, 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 no.
이 전투는 승리할 거야.
딱히 할 말은 없네요. 할 수 있다.
I don't
힘을
know what
냈으면
I'm
한다.
doing, but I think I'm doing good.
제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
공격 범위 확인.
Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't check that was AoE. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks.
무사히 연명하던
Oh, why did it
목숨도
have to be false?
오늘로 끝나겠군요.
Oh god. Okay. And Claire. This one's targeting fast. This one's targeting and Claire.
점 찍었네. 합격장. 그 오물을 떼어내주지.
Perfect 100.
이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요. 단 한 번도.
Hey, this one is on Otis. Do I want to use magic bullet? How many bullets do you have? 3. Let's do it. Actually, no, binds would be better. So that you stop doing it. Your annoying attacks. This one's fast. Sancho again.
누군가에게 저주받는 기분이 어떤 것인지.
69. Nice. I really like this moving thing at the top. It's like he's really watching us. Terrifying, but cool.
지겹군. 이 몸이 직접 손봐야겠느냐.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
딱히 할 말은
What happens if I
없네요.
press random? Ooh,
할수
wait.
있다. 힘을 냈으면
Not
한다.
looking so good.
뭐
Okay, where are
제게
you?
그런 말을 바라시지 않을 거잖아요.
There.
가족을 위해.
Did I bring backups? I don't even remember. I think I did. Maybe. Did I? I already forgot.
자, 루신한테 꿈에 닿을 때까지.
I don't often use backups.
업. 격발.
이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요. 단 한 번도.
Switch this with... Oh no, you can't switch. Then struggle.
공격권 확인.
Uh-oh. Gone. There's so much shield though. Oh, that's not fun.
무사히
아.
목숨도
My bad.
오늘로 끝나겠군요.
What? Okay, there.
불길 속으로.
자, 루신한테 꿈에 닿을 때까지 몇 번이고.
This is not fun. Yep. Nope. What is he doing?
무사히 연명하던 목숨도
I don't
오늘로
understand.
끝나겠군요.
점 찍었네.
I don't understand. Wait, let me redo this. I don't get it.
정신을 유지할 수 있기를.
I know I have backups, but like, Unga Bunga doesn't work so far. Alright, passive.
딱히 할 말은 없네요.
Encounter start. Apply one
할수
subject of armor.
있다.
Again,
힘을
3
냈으면
stack.
한다.
Starting from this turn, artist.
제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
Takes or deals damage. Ooh, okay. Start. Does not count down just taken by its shield HP. Oh, I have to use the shield. Oh, I have to fill the shield. Okay. I think that's what's supposed to happen. Is it? Yes,
불길 속으로.
꿰뚫려라.
Oh, no, Roshu.
딱히 할 말은 없네요. 할 수 있다. 힘을 냈으면 한다.
Unused.
제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Just destroy shields. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna set you to destroy shield duty. Ooh, that's an AoE. You know what would be nice? Oh, no, not that one. Fast, you deal with that.
공격 범위 확인.
Oh, okay, that's not good.
딱히 할 말은 없네요.
Ahaha.
할 수 있다.
불길
힘을
속으로.
냈으면 한다. 제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
출력 최대치.
왜 그런 명령을...
Oh god, that's okay.
아니, 됐어요. 마음으로 하세요.
일발 장전.
Can you please deal rupture damage?
딱히 할 말은 없네요.
Wait, let me read.
할 수 있다.
Consume
힘을
half a place
냈으면
and count
한다.
some gain some of consume places.
제게 그런 말을 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
Guarantee crit. Users does I? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I was supposed to do. Ha! That sucks. See, I was doing something right for once. Just want to do damage on you. Ooh, neutral.
불길 속으로.
으타! 더 먹어 치워라.
떼어내주지.
그대로만 해주신다면
Thank you.
오늘은 제압이 빠르겠어요.
Yisan, can you please deal rupture? Passive. Koi is passive. I have no
이 자리에
self-doubt.
서
What's
있게 해달라고
self-doubt
말한
do?
적은
I need to see.
단 한 번도.
Losing SP. Perfect. That's an AoE.
𝚃𝐨𝐠𝐠𝐢𝐧𝐠
Okay, burn. I see some. Okay, that's very little rupture.
이 전투는 승리할 거야.
I just healed.
따뜻한
모든 슬픔과 눈물을 끌어모아 대신
Okay, halfway.
물어드릴 수 있다면
이 자리에 서 있게 해달라고 바란 적은 없었어요.
Faust. Okay, favored and Claire. Struggling. I'm gonna let you use shield. So Faust again. Skip. Actually, wait. Oh wait, no. Yeah. That's gonna work.
딱
Maybe. If you're gonna be all defensive, I'm gonna be defensive too.
대신 물어드릴 수 있다면
딱히 할 말은 없네요.
점 찍었네.
Gotta deal damage.
힘을 내서
꿰뚫려라.
지금 그녀를 바라시지는 않을 거잖아요.
아차!
Come on. Yes!
격발.
이
Oh, we're
자리에 서
going
있게
through, we're going
해달라고 바란
through.
적은 없었어요. 단 한 번도.
Ooh, neutral. Struggling. Favored.
따뜻한 완벽한 한 발을 위해
그 오물을 떼어내주지.
Bruh. Why did you do this to me? Okay, that sucked. Poise passive, please.
무사히 연명하던
오케이.
목숨도 오늘로 끝나겠군요.
210. You gotta do some HP damage, please.
따뜻한
Yes! And then a stagger.
출력 최대치.
Yes!
적을 제압할 기회네요. 어차피 또 탈출하겠지만.
Oh my god, how many turns is this? Turn 10.
점 찍었네.
일발 장전.
합격장.
네, 잘 들어갔네요.
지금이다.
의미 있는
대골바가지 거미 대가리. 자!
412 damage! Yo! Nice job, Roshu. The escape pods to the surface. Oh, the escape pods to the surface are here, but there's only one seat left. You're saying that the next one's in 5 minutes. I
Oh. Look, I don't actually believe you hired me because you saw my potential or something like that. But I want to believe that you found hope in potentialities because of me. A hope, an anticipation that we can make things better as long as we keep at it. I can't leave you all behind. I can't just save my skin not without everyone. This is what the right-hand man does, isn't it? Take my potentiality you found in Rice. Take it with you to the surface. But you, Johan, what about you? Well, maybe next time. Some other time. Oh, some other time. Wrath is a hideous emotion. That is why I did nothing at the entrance of that branch. Only remembering nothing more. Remembering the ones I've left behind. I can sense the dungeon of the Phantom slowly beginning to close. Sometime later. I returned, safe and sound. Welcome back, boss. To be frank, I once wished to be someone like yourself, Heathcliff. What are you talking about? We don't want Heathcliff to be like Heathcliff. Because it's not easy to put my faith, not in games of numbers, but in those slimmest potential. Slim! Oh my gosh! Slimmest potentialities of the world and continue to exist. I know it's not very befitting a researcher to be so, but it is quite the romantic attitude for a human to embody, is it not? Well, the experiment is over. It was a huge success, all thanks to us, right? No, it was a failure. I had established this hypothesis that the sole answer was to hold a firm belief in the self and nothing else. Had my hypothesis had been correct, I would have remained a distortion. Thus, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you. Thank you for making me fail. It seems that the classification for my distortion was 𝐃𝐨5𝐬. Disappointingly mediocre, but I don't suppose it can be helped. The world is a place where you must find the ray of potentiality among the mediocre, after all. Let us move on now. Mephistopheles is prepared to depart. Hohenheim's researchers waved at us. We'll meet again, right? Ew, no thank you. Everything has an end, so do consider this to be our final meeting. Down to the last exchange, this guy. The last thing we saw before the portal activated were the LCE researchers pushing up their glasses in our general direction. Though I had only taken a step or two, the entire world around us seemed to transform, letting us back inside the transportation instrument. Now that I think about it, we didn't even get to learn why Gregor's bones made those cracking noises. All I learned from this experience is that the sinners have become mediocre, but they each held certain potentialities within themselves. Each of us mulling over the events at the LCE, we returned to the bus where Khan and Virgilius were waiting for us. That was so good. Thank you, Roshu, for dealing the most amount of damage. Oh wait, never mind. It was you, Yi-sang. My bad.
마에스트로님이 어떤 평가를 내려주실지 흥분이 가시지 않는구려.
Very nice, very good. Alright, now, all that's left to do, huh? Okay, let's do this. Oh, I can't get them. Oopsies. Okay, let's see. What can I do? Oh, have I collected all of them? There we go. It's only 500, but Rashu, please. Oh. Okay, I'm not gonna look.
Oh. I'm not looking. I do not dare look. Ah. Last one. And it's nothing. Dang it. 38 pulse. 38 pulse. 38 pulse. I need 400. I'm broke. How many do I have? 29. Then 141. Wait, how I need to math this. 141 times 2. 2 is the average. 282. Oh, that's not even gonna reach 300. Oof. Alright. My luck went well with the event. Gameplay wise. But in terms of gacha, no. Well, that was an amazing event, honestly. I like the little bit of fan service with the Labami Corp. Oh my god, I'm so glad I finally got into that lore. Yep, back to the mines I go, starting tomorrow. And I'll keep grinding and grinding. Anyway, I will go to bed. I have school tomorrow. Bye-bye.